Bulk fermentation tips. I know this is the hardest part of sourdough, and for new people it can be extremely frustrating. So let me give you some tips to help you along the way. Use a glass bowl. If you're not using a glass bowl, you cannot see what your dough is doing. And sourdough is a very visual process. You need to see how much it's rising. You need to see that it's creating bubbles. And you can't do that if your bowl is not glass. You want a bowl with straighter sides. If you have a bowl that bowls out where the top is wider than the bottom, your dough is going to spread instead of rising. And you're not going to be able to see how much your dough has grown. Use the same bowl every single time you make dough. That way, when your dough is proofing, if you let your dough proof to the top and it's overproofed when you bake it, you know not to let your dough go to the top next time. And go a little bit lower next time you proof your dough. If it's overproofed still, go a little bit lower. If it's underproofed, go a little bit higher. And with a little practice and trial and error, you will learn where that perfect spot is in your bowl when your dough is ready to shape. That's how I really learned how to get my bulk fermentation correctly. I know the spot in my bowl, and that's what I proof to every time. You do not want your dough to double in size. That is 100% proofed. If you let your dough 100% proof in the bowl, you need to shape it and bake it. You only want a 30 to 35% rise on top of whatever dough is already in your bowl. Because when you take it out of your bowl to shape it, it's not gonna magically stop proofing. It's going to keep going. The bulk fermentation process continues. So you still need to pre-shape it, let it rest, final shape, let it rest, stitch your dough, and then put it into the fridge. And then it's going to take, depending on the temperature of your dough, 2 to 3 hours for that dough to cool down enough for that fermentation process to slow down. So that's another 3-4 hours after you take it out of your bowl before that bulk fermentation gets slowed down enough to stop it. I might have gone a little bit too far. I was busy editing a video and I didn't even pay attention, but you could see there's bubbles. There should be a lot of little bubbles. You shouldn't have those great big overflowing your bowl bubbles. When you grab it with your hand gently, it should pull away from the bowl without sticking. So this is ready to shape. I hope these tips build your baker's intuition and help you learn and assess your dough's fermentation level.